Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Dsla protocol. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen. Now, let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at Dsla protocol, as you can see, on the daily chart, we have started pulling back down, and obviously this is nothing compared to the move to the upside that we saw since January. So from January all the way up to April, we have done 1,105%. So that's a 12x in a few months. That's incredible. That's incredible for a bear market. Arguably, we are still in this downtrend, in this major downtrend for Dsla, because realistically, we'd have to be breaking above this over here for us to reverse the trend, right? We did break above all of these July, June, and 2022 highs, which is very good. So what I want to do right now is I want to come back and retest this area as support and hold it as support without pulling back down to that low. If we can manage to do that, we would be printing a higher low, which is exactly what we need to see, right? But you can also take a look at the coin market cap page, and you can take a look at Dsla. So the circulating supply is 94% of the total supply, which is great to see. That means we're not going to be getting a lot of tokens dumping into the circulation. And you also have to consider the fact that the market cap is sitting at $10,357,000. So this is extremely low. So this project, these low cap gems can start pumping out of nowhere. So the fact that it pumped here 12x really doesn't say a lot, because this is such a low cap gem, right? It can pull back 70% after that. So right now we're sitting already at a 56% pullback. Let's say we go all the way down to this golden ratio. That would be a 78% pullback. I think that is totally possible for us to do. And in fact, I hope that is where we are going to be retracing to. From where we are right now, that is another 50% drop to the downside. So make sure you're averaging in, but don't buy all in it, especially at these prices right now. I would wait just a little bit. We are getting the bearish cross on the daily chart. The last time we did that was back in November, and we ended up entering a downtrend afterward. So potentially we could be looking at a downtrend until we bottom out here at around about 0.00089. So 3089 is going to be the golden ratio for us to hold, and this perfectly aligns with this sort of with this block that we're going to have here with this previous resistance. So as long as we stay in this golden ratio and we don't lose it, that would be perfect. We would be set up for the next continuation, and potentially, if that is going to happen, we can assume that the golden ratio is going to be our low. We can set the fib to the upside, and we could be looking at around about a cent sometime in August/September, which is when I'm expecting the bull trap to happen. But we could definitely continue further down here. Like I said, this pullback is nothing for a low cap gem. We could definitely drop even lower. So I would advise setting these buy limit orders that you can do in the golden ratio, just in case you miss out on the buy spot, right? In case you're sleeping, in case you're at work, you want to have these buy alerts or buy limit orders set up in advance, just so that when the price drops, your orders fill. And sometimes the price can reverse while you're still sleeping. So you want to make sure that you're catching these prices here, because these would definitely be juicy entry points for Dsla. Now, taking a look at the daily RSI, as you can see, we were sitting all the way up here in the overbought. So we had a move to the overbought in February and in April. And now we're pulling back down. We are dropping below the yellow support trend line. And now we are on our way to the green support trend line. So we had a bounce in June 2022, we had a bounce in October 2022, we almost had a bounce in January this year, just a few months ago, and then one more time in January. So right now we're coming back down. Hopefully we can have a bounce from the green trend line. That would be a perfect entry, and of course there is a possibility we drop lower. If that happens, you can see that once we enter the oversold, that is a very good point to buy into DSLA historically, because almost every single time since February last year, every single time you've been in the oversold on the daily, you have gone into the overbought soon after. So that is something to keep in mind, especially if you're looking for a swing trade. That's what I have for the daily chart. Let's switch over to the weekly. Taking a look at the weekly chart, as you can see, we are pulling back towards the 20 EMA here, and that is a good support level for us to hold. Now, if we don't drop below the 20 EMA and we continue holding it, that is also very possible, because once again, this is a low cap gem. We can start pumping out of nowhere, and we can even break this local high. That would be quite a bullish move. Now, you can also see that we retraced all the way up here into this resistance trend line at 0.0038. This was our previous support back over in 2021 in August. We bounced off of that level there. Then we broke below in December. We had a back test of resistance in January 2022, and from there we started printing lower lows and lower highs, and we entered this downtrend until we pulled back down here in 2023, bottomed out in January, and then we saw that 12x move to the upside, which was crazy. So hopefully some of you caught this, and some of you made some good profits. But yeah, you were able to take a look at this level here and take some profits off of that, because you ran into that level twice before, once as a support, once as a resistance. Now, obviously, we did not get the bullish cross on the weekly, so that's something that I was looking for. That didn't happen. It's fine, but we do have a support block below us between 0.00149 down to 0.0010, so approximately 1/10 of a cent is the lowest point that I'd be expecting for this bull pullback in order for us to continue with a bullish momentum. So we do want to print a lower high, or sorry, a higher low, and then we want to continue with a higher high as well. So that would be my hope. And as you can see, this support block has been retested multiple times on multiple occasions throughout the past few years, and then we finally broke above in in March, and now we're pulling back down. So hopefully we can just back test all of that as support and continue into September and August with new highs. Taking a look at the RSI on the weekly chart, we are in this support block, and that is set up between the RSI 53.7 down to 51.75, and that was a previous resistance level for us in October of 2021. We back tested it as support here in February this year, and we are once again finding ourselves in this support block. I do think we're going to be breaking lower, especially if Bitcoin is going to be dropping to $25,500, which is what I'm expecting, to be honest with you, before we see the next move to the upside on Bitcoin's side. And 43.7 on the weekly RSI here is going to be a good spot for everyone to start dollar cost averaging. And yeah, that's where I'm going to be buying even more. I did buy more DSLA. If you want to get all of my trade alerts and where I'm buying, you can definitely check out my Patreon. But if we're going to be dropping down to that level there at 43.7 on the weekly RSI, I'll definitely be averaging into my position. And you can see that we did have a bounce off of that level as resistance back in October last year. So that's also why this level could be important. And if we open up the volume chart, as you can see, we've been getting crazy volume candles the past few months. Right now, obviously, there's a lot of selling pressure because these things, you know, once they pump, they're going to be pulling back down, and that could take a while for us to find the next bottom. Now, the stochastic on the weekly is on its way down to the oversold. If you find it below the stochastic or the index of 20, that's going to be an amazing opportunity to start dollar cost averaging into DSLA. The last time we did this, we were back here in April of June of 2022. So you can definitely start averaging in. Don't put a lot of money into this, you know, try to buy in gradually so that your average buy-in price is going to be somewhere around here. and once you're going to be taking profits, let's say even at 2-3 cents during the bull market, you're going to be, you know, feeling those gains, and you will appreciate the patience that we've all had throughout this bear market. So thank you all for watching this video. If I missed out anything important on the charts, feel free to let me know, and I'm going to see you in the next update. Take care and goodbye.